I want to tangibly see and feel just how many galaxies there are out there. I can't help but feel if I could actually swim through the galaxies in the universe, I'd have a much better understanding of the scale of our universe. That's why I'm in this swimming pool, and because they can be a little hard to see like this, why I've turned the galaxies into pieces of cereal. This is a pretty standard 4-lane 25 by 12.5 by 1.8 swimming pool, half the length of an Olympic swimming pool. When it's full of water, it's a little over 500,000 litres. And just to remind you, each one of these signifies a galaxy like our own. Each one has hundreds of billions of stars in, each and every one. And there are more planets than there are stars. So hundreds of billions of planets in each piece of cereal. The fact that there is more than one galaxy in the universe already melts my brain. So the fact they can be poured like this is something I struggle with. It looks like I might have to speed this up a little bit. So if you guessed that all the galaxies in the universe would indeed fill this pool, you'd be right. It's hard to wrap my head around just how many there are in here, but it doesn't actually end here. Because they actually fill more than 355 of these swimming pools. This is the observable universe. This is what hundreds of billions of galaxies look like if you put them all in one place. Now that they're all crammed in next to each other, let's turn them back into mini galaxies. This is just one pool amongst the 300. It's just mind-boggling, isn't it? Here's the Milky Way, here, just this one. And our solar system is about a third to a halfway out from the center. And our galaxy alone is so vast and wonderful, but it's just one amongst all of this. This is actually a lower limit to the number of galaxies like our own that are out there. And this is just the observable universe, as far out as we can see, because light has only had the chance to get to us from these galaxies. But we know the true universe stretches beyond this. It's either a lot bigger than this, or it's infinitely bigger than this. It's hard to look at all of this and not be overwhelmed, but it's also hard not to think something else. It's hard not to think, are we sure about this? Is this an estimate? Because these numbers seem a bit silly, don't they? How do we really know this stuff? Often in science, explaining how we know something can take a while and involve some equations and some complexity. But the answer to whether this is true or not is pretty easy. We know there are this many galaxies because, well, we can take a picture of them and just count them. That is literally it. I think it's fascinating. I haven't personally seen this before in any other video, so hopefully this will be interesting even if you knew everything I've already talked about. I'm standing in Antarctica where there's no light pollution on a perfectly clear night. We can see about 2,000 stars here on a night like this. I'm going to switch off all the stars in our galaxy, including the sun, of course. Then I'll switch off some nearby galaxies like Andromeda and the small and large Magellanic Clouds, which you can see in the southern hemisphere here. Then I'm going to make my eyes and the camera a few billion times more sensitive when I click my fingers for the last time. So this candle is ridiculously bright and melting my face off, so I just need to... So this is the night sky behind our night sky. There is no sun, so this is not daytime, and there are no clouds in the sky. I've applied the patches of galaxies that Hubble has imaged to the whole sky. This is a simulation of what those 100 billion galaxies look like. It's 100 billion, not 200, because I'm only looking at half the night sky here. These are half the galaxies in the swimming pools. We always think of space as black. To our eyes, that's what we see. But the reality is, wherever you are in the universe, however empty it might look, you are wrapped in the light of hundreds of billions of galaxies. If you could just amp up the brightness, the universe would look like a grey blanket of cloud. This is out there, right now, above you, around you, as you watch this video. It's just like this exact density of galaxies, hiding in the shadows of the depths of the universe, behind the dazzling stars next door to us. Behind our own swirling galaxy of stars, there is an almost endless number of islands of worlds. Shakespeare said, "It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves." And we did just that. We took hold of our own destiny and kept looking for the truth, kept questioning, building, understanding, and finally we got to a point where we could put a telescope in space. Science forged our destiny, and we reached beyond the stars to find a universe of unimaginable size. We are so lucky to live through a time where we found this hidden world. I've got one more important thing to share about these galaxies, but first I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been super kind in the comments of my other videos, and a huge thank you to my patrons here. Do please feel free to like, subscribe, ring the bell, etc. But if you'd really like to support me making these videos, joining my Patreon would be massively appreciated. Just look for Epic Spaceman over there. I share behind the scenes images and videos there as I make the next video, and you can also be an astronaut like all of these legends here. Thank you. Apart from feeling pretty overwhelmed by the numbers, these galaxies fill me with so much wonder and so many questions. And I think perhaps the one that's at the top of my list is, are we the only life in the universe? I'm currently working on a longer video about searching for life using telescopes, and I won't give too much away, but I will give you one bit of information that really surprised me. Data from the Kepler Space Telescope estimated that there are around 11 billion Earth-like planets in our galaxy. Planets going around a star like our Sun, in a habitable zone where the temperature is just right for there to possibly be liquid water. An astronaut like all of these legends here. Thank you. Apart from feeling pretty overwhelmed by the numbers, these galaxies fill me with so much wonder and so many questions. And I think perhaps the one that's at the top of my list is, are we the only life in the universe? I'm currently working on a longer video about searching for life using telescopes, and I won't give too much away, but I will give you one bit of information that really surprised me. Data from the Kepler Space Telescope estimated that there are around 11 billion Earth-like planets in our galaxy. Planets going around a star like our Sun, in a habitable zone where the temperature is just right for there to possibly be liquid water. 11 billion in just this one galaxy, among all of these. So to say we haven't scratched the surface of what's out there would be perhaps the greatest understatement you could say about anything. Humankind has so many incredible journeys ahead of us, fully exploring the planets in our solar system, working out ways to increase the speed of space travel, and using and building new telescopes that can see planets beyond our solar system and find signs of simple life in their atmospheres, to name just a few. We haven't even started seriously looking for life in our backyard yet either. There are really exciting possibilities on Jupiter's ice moon Europa or Saturn's snow white moon Enceladus. I think this is the greatest period of space discovery in history, but it's difficult to feel like you can be personally involved in any of this exploration. But I do know of a good way that you can be involved. In 1980, Carl Sagan, a personal hero of mine, co-founded the non-profit organization called the Planetary Society. I'm really proud to say they have sponsored this video. They believe that space is for everyone, and they take that seriously. Their goal is to get their worldwide members involved and a part of the three things that they focus on: advancing planetary exploration, the search for life beyond Earth, and planetary defense from asteroids. That has got to be the best mission of any company in the world, surely. Headed by Bill Nye, the CEO, with people like Buzz Aldrin on the advisory council, you'd be in good company if you joined as a member. With help from their members, the Planetary Society has launched experimental spacecraft, supports the ongoing search for extraterrestrial intelligence, and helps the world's experts find and track dangerous asteroids. They fight to increase NASA's funding and get their members involved in every way they can.